Controversy, opinion, your point of view. This is Prime News.
You know, you used to think of Tiger Woods, you think of golf, now you think of controversy, and another woman is now coming forward with stunning revelations about Tiger Woods. But this one is his kindergarten teacher. Maureen Decker stepped up to the cameras with celebrity attorney Gloria Allred. You know that name. This is the same lawyer representing two of the alleged mistresses. But Ms. Decker is not talking about sex. She's accusing Tiger of lying about racism he faced when he was a child in her class, and she wants an apology.
If Tiger is truly following a 12-step program for so-called sex addiction, he needs to apologize to all those he has hurt by his words and actions. And that includes me, his kindergarten teacher.
Wow. All right. Well, let's bring in psychotherapist Jen Berman and Alexis Terez-Chuck, a reporter for RadarOnline.com. Alexis, let's start us off here. What's happening here? What did Tiger say was done, and what didn't this teacher do?
So in the book that Charles Barkley wrote, Tiger told him that on his very first day of kindergarten, some 6th graders grabbed him. They held him up against a tree. They spray painted the N-word on him. When he went to his teacher for help, she told him to brush it off and just to run along home. The teacher, Maureen Decker, is furious about this. She says this absolutely isn't true. It never happened. She loves Tiger. She had fond memories of him and what a cute little boy he was in kindergarten with his little glasses. And she just said that this didn't happen, and she's been trying to reach Tiger or his people for years since the book came out and try to set the record straight, but she just says that this isn't true. It's caused her a lot of emotional distress, and she wants to set the record straight, which is why she's hired Gloria Allred to help her get her message out. Okay, and we saw a yearbook photo there from Tiger Woods. Maureen Decker gave that to us just in disclosure there. And Jen Berman, talk to me about this, the distress she's feeling. What do you think about this? Is this real? And also, who do we believe here? Do we believe her, or do we believe Tiger Woods?
I think it's really hard to know. And if, in fact, this did happen, obviously it would be a very traumatic incident, one that could potentially harm his self-esteem. But that said, not one that would make a man have affairs with over a dozen women and do harm to his marriage. That said, if this did not happen, the teacher is absolutely right. A 12-step program is a program of rigorous honesty, and he will, at some point, have to make amends if, in fact, he lied. Also, sometimes we have memories. We remember things one way when, in fact, they happen another way, and especially when it's something that is traumatic for us as a child.
Right, I can understand that. You have things that happen to you, you remember them in different ways, but at the same time, this seems very hard to block out. I'm going to read this quote from the book. I became aware of my racial identity on my first day of kindergarten. A group of 6th graders threw rocks at me. A teacher said, "Okay, just go home," so I had to outrun all the kids. You think about that kind of incident happening, Jen, and I mean, if this is the story, if this is really what happened, I got to think it did a real number on his psyche.
Of course it would have to. If, in fact, that is true and the teacher is wrong, or maybe she just didn't witness something and there was some kind of misunderstanding, it's very hard to know. But if, in fact, this did happen, obviously it would be extremely traumatic, and it would affect his psyche, and it would affect his self-image.
You know what, I want to read some of the Facebook comments we got here. Shay M says, "I think too many people are wanting more than 15 minutes of airtime. Let it go, woman." And we got another person here, Kim Yu, who says, if she's upset and chronically ill due to that, she has much bigger issues going on. Alexis, talk to me about this. We've got she's making these claims. What else did they say today? Anything about money? Anything like that?
There wasn't any mention of money for her, but just so you know, the principal of the school also said that he was unaware of this incident happening, and another parent that went to the school at the same time who was very involved with the children at the time said that she didn't know about this incident happening either. So it seems like there's more than one person who's coming forward to debunk the story. There hasn't been money involved yet. Gloria Allred has been very good about helping the women who have been involved with Tiger get money, but I don't think the teacher is looking for money. She wants an apology, she says, you know, for defaming her name and not defending her and saying that she just brushed it aside. That she says that's not what happened, and she's been very disappointed and very upset about having her name sullied with this.
Okay, and let's talk a little bit about the stress she's feeling. I want to play some sound here about what she said about how this is causing her great stress.
After phone calls and personal contacts by friends and family concerning Tiger's false accusations, it started to affect me in a physical manner. I dealt with migraine headaches, elevated blood pressure, and colitis attacks.
Okay, Jen Berman, I know we all deal with different things in different ways, but at the same time, when you hear this, when you hear what she suffered from these words, does this seem reasonable to you?
Well, it depends on the impact on her. If she is suddenly being bombarded with phone calls and losing her job and people are calling her a racist and this didn't happen, yes, it's understandable that it would have that effect. If, in fact, nobody really noticed this story and it's a story from many years ago and I don't know what the book sales were for this book, then that would be far more surprising. But clearly this woman has an image of herself as someone who protected Tiger, had fond memories of him and thought that she did good by him, and now she is hearing this news that his memory is very different, or else he's lying, and that is understandable that that would be traumatic for her.
All right, Jen Berman, Alexis Therese, Chuck, I got to tell you, who's telling the truth here? It's very tough to see. One person says one thing, somebody else says something else. I don't know if that apology is coming anytime soon, but thanks very much for joining us.